That's when I start to get anxious. That's when I start talking to strangers. That's when my thoughts can be dangerous. That's when I don't get complacent. That's when I see the occasion. That's when I know the equation. That's when back then I never did what I wanna do now. That's when back then that I didn't know how. That's when all different stages. That's when all different phases. That's when calm comes before the rages. That's when I'm breaking out of cages. That's when a storm comes, I see so many faces. That's when I tied up my laces. That's when I tripped, got stuck in stasis. Yeah. That's when I went back to basics. That's when all I see is the matrix. Yeah. That's when I visited places. That's when I fired off shots. That's when I was audacious. That's when muzzle flashing bullets come right back to trace us. That's when I felt oh so gracious. That's when I got lost in multiple mazes. That's when I hear the diagnosis. That's when back then nobody knows this. Way back in the day before anyone clicked that my anxiety was deep but they didn't give a shit. Yeah. I got skills, you need practice. Quick scope, headshot, now you're lacking on the tactics. With a sniper's eye, you know he don't miss. But when he does, we have a mutual understanding that ignorance is bliss. Never in bliss, always landing shots. Apart from the last two that I just forgot. Did he hit it or not? Let me reminisce on the time he actually used to hit shit. Going back to the days when he never used to miss and made a 50-year-old boy break and rage quit. Humility is a man that can't even spell it properly. No dignity, someone get this guy a history on the author of my misery. You'll find it in the dictionary under a walking contradictory. It's when I can't start, it's when I can't stop. It's when I make friends from foes. It's when I know something nobody else knows. It's when you cut off your face just to spite your nose. It's when I'm still cracking out jokes. It's when you've got big issues. It's when you've got big issue, please. And I hear it really fast, so I hand you a tissue. That's when I say bless you. It's when I grab, catch your H2O. That's when I say up. It's when I say no. That's fine. It's time. That's when our health declines. It's when I slip inside. That's when I feel the vomit fall out of my stomach. It's when I start to plummet. That's when I'm jumping out of plane at altitude without a fucking parachute. The ethanol drains right up from my head straight down to my boots. That's when I reach the summit. It's when I saw the rope. That's when I found the antidote. It's when I came back to life. That's when I was paralyzed. It's when I started to smile. That's when I walked in denial. It's the green mile.